Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today guys, several things to say. Ciao Fra, how are you?
Ciao Fabri, busy morning and busy afternoon as well.
Yes, we will be here during the whole summer to keep you posted on the market, to answer your questions, to give you the breaking news. And so we are ready to start from breaking news because the big story in the last 24 hours has been about Anthony Gordon. I told you last night how the deal was entering into important stages. I told you this morning how Barcelona started the attack, and now we are ready to start discussing about one of the main transfers of the summer transfer window already.
Yeah, so let's start with that because there was the news of the night yesterday, it was the news of the morning, and then we had updates in the afternoon. So what's the latest on Gordon?
Yeah, what I can tell you now is that while we are recording this video, it's 7 p.m. in Italy. Anthony Gordon is, I would say, 95% a Barcelona player. Because the agreement between Anthony Gordon and Barcelona is done on personal terms. Anthony Gordon wants to go to Barcelona. I already said that in the last video, but now, every single detail of the contract has been sorted, has been agreed, and so Anthony Gordon is ready to say yes. Also, the deal is going to be fast. So it's not a story for the next weeks or months. It's something that Barcelona want to close now. Barcelona want Anthony Gordon to travel already, if they can, this week for medical tests and contract signing. So why Barça are in a rush? Because they want to anticipate potential hijack attempts by Premier League clubs by Bayern. Because these clubs, Bayern and Premier League clubs, have called during the last 24 hours to understand what was happening with Barcelona, if they still had the chance to enter in the conversation. Now Barça want to be fast, want to close the deal. It also depends on Newcastle. My understanding is that the fee can go over 80 million euros, bonuses included. So the fixed fee is going to be under 80 million euros. My understanding is around 70 million euros plus add-ons to go over 80 as a total package.
So let's speak about what are the consequences of this potential deal, because we always speak about, managers domino, strikers domino. We might say here is a wingers domino, because what kind of consequences it might have to other players like Diomande or Barcola?
There will be wingers domino, yes, because we said that it's going to be an important summer for midfielders and for wingers. And now for wingers, obviously, with Anthony Gordon going to Barcelona, it means that there will be obviously movements from other clubs on different players. Bayern are in the market for a winger. Let's see what they do. Manchester City. Keep an eye on Manchester City, because if Savinho goes to Tottenham, Manchester City could go for a new winger. My understanding is that Manchester City are exploring the possibility to go for a new winger. Then there is, don't forget, Liverpool. Liverpool want to go for Yan Diomande, but they are in a battle with Paris Saint-Germain. And now I can't exclude that more clubs join this race for Yan Diomande, also because the interest of these clubs is really concrete. But don't forget that Leipzig still want to offer him a new contract, include a release clause, and eventually sell him in 2027. So it's going to be a very open race around Europe for wingers. And don't forget also Arsenal. So imagine Bayern, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, at least these clubs in the mix for wingers, and then Tottenham with Savinho.
You didn't mention Manchester United, but they are also in the race, getting closer to their first signing.
Yeah, they're getting really, really closer now, and the first signing could be Ederson from Atalanta, a story we've been mentioning here on the channel for some time now, for a few weeks, because Man United, basically what they did is been to fly to Italy with the delegation to start conversations on several topics. Don't forget that, for example, the agents of Tonali are in Italy, and there are more things they can discuss, for example, exits for the summer transfer window. So Man United had several meetings. We know they are always very active on the Italian market. Remember Højlund, remember Zirze, remember Dorgu, and many other players. Now, in this case, for Ederson. So the agreement, Manchester United, Ederson, is done. The player said yes to Man United. The contract is ready. It's a 5-year deal. Ederson wants to go to United. As I said last week, another club, which is not Atletico Madrid, called over the recent days, but Ederson said, wait, until there is Man United, I'm going nowhere. I wait for United. Now, United are close to completing the agreement with Atalanta for 45 million euros. Payment terms are being discussed, installments and all the rest. But Ederson is very, very, very close to becoming a new Manchester United player. What's needed is Man United final approval. Man United have been working on this deal for weeks, but now it's Man United, among several targets they have in the field, who have to say, okay, let's proceed, let's close the deal. They have advanced for sure verbally. Now it's on United to put the final touch and close this deal for Ederson. But for sure, he's very close.
Let's now speak about the future of Nico Paz, because we know the release clause, the buyback clause that Real Madrid have with Como. So what's going to be the future of Nico Paz this summer?
There is going to be movement with Nico Paz. Get ready in the next days. I think it's a matter of few days to understand more on Nico Paz, because on one side there is Real Madrid who want to count on Nico Paz for next season. So Real Madrid as a management, as a board, as a club, they want to bring back Nico Paz to pay the 9 million euros to Como and to make sure the player is staying at Real Madrid. On the other side, Como are still hoping to keep the player for one more season. So Como are trying at their best, involving everyone from the club, from the coaching staff, Cesc Fabregas himself, to try convince Real Madrid to keep the player for one more season at Como playing Champions League football. Nico Paz wants to understand what Real Madrid want to do with him now with the new coach like Jose Mourinho. So it's on Real Madrid to decide. The final verdict is on Real Madrid. If Real Madrid decide to follow what they want to do as a management, is Nico Paz staying at Real Madrid. If Real Madrid decide to understand the Como and player position, eventually Nico could do one more season at Como. But at the moment, what I can guarantee is that Real Madrid remain in total control of the situation.
Going back to Liverpool, Fabri, let's talk about the goalkeeper situation, because there is a bit of confusion, I think, right now about what's happening with Mamardashvili, with Alisson. So what's the situation right now?
Yeah, this situation is now being clarified because Liverpool in the last 24 hours have informed officially Alisson and those close to him that they don't want him to go. So at the moment, the deal is completely off with Juventus. Then, it's still early, it's still end of May, there are 3 months. I don't know if Alisson one day can show up at the training ground and say, I want to leave, let me go to Juventus. But at the moment, that's not the case, also because the relationship is excellent between Alisson and Liverpool, so he doesn't want to break this legacy he has at Liverpool. So at the moment, the club wants to continue with Alisson. Obviously, if Alisson is staying, eventually could be Mamardashvili to go one season on loan to play on regular basis and then return to Liverpool in 2027 as starting goalkeeper, replacing Alisson. But this is something the club has to decide. At the moment, the understanding is they are completely focused on this deal for Alisson, to stop this deal for Alisson, because Juventus were offering a 3-year deal, and so from what I understand, Liverpool have no intention to let him go despite having a big proposal on the table from Juventus.
Fabri, I don't know if we are done or we have other things cooking right now, or we can postpone it for the next video.
Look, the big one cooking is Anthony Gordon now. So the deal is really advancing minute by minute. I think soon we will have the big Bomba. So stay tuned here on the channel. Remember to like this video, to turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and be here with us every single day. Thank you. Thank you, Fra. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.